This semester, the Wesleyan Experience classes were assigned the book Rejection Proof, and as a mentor, I read the book as well. A theme of the course and the book was learning to take control of one's life and to overcome the rejection and failures they'll face along the way. After reading how the author overcame his fear of rejection, I became curious as to how others dealt with rejection. Since I plan to be staying in athletics after college, I thought interviewing athletes and how they deal with their rejection would benefit me in my career. In this video, I will be interviewing athletes that go to KW that are in different stages of their career. I will be asking about their transition from high school senior to a freshman in college and the rejections and difficulties that they faced along the way.
From high school to college was a big step. You know, there's the workload and all the homework you get, and then there's the sports on top of that. So it was a big transition. You know, you got to really put all your time and effort into it and focus.
The transition from high school to college was kind of difficult for me because I tore my ACL. So in regards to athletics, I had a hard time adjusting to the new atmosphere. And it was a different type of scene with like the girls and stuff. You're more of a sisterhood, so that was positive. But there was a lot of negatives as well.
Going from high school to college was a lot different for me. I didn't go to college right out of high school. I had to help my mom out with stuff, so I decided to work right out of high school. And I didn't think I was even going to go to college, but I feel like working every day kind of got me better prepared for college. I mean, it was still kind of rough when I got there because when I started college, my mom had left and moved in with my stepdad, so I had to stay home and kind of like just take care of myself. So it was kind of rough at first, but then it got easier as it went on. My friends and the people I was living with like did a good job supporting me. So I mean, overall, it was pretty easy. I mean, I feel like it would have been a lot tougher for me right out of high school because I was immature. But I went football too. Like I went back for football. That was the main reason I went back. But like I said, if if I would have gone straight out of high school, I probably wouldn't have been here. I probably would have dropped out at some point because I didn't take school very serious. But I don't know. I feel like the path I took was better for me at the moment. And that's why I'm here now.
Well, transitioning from the big kid on campus to the little kid on campus was kind of difficult for me. But I think playing soccer definitely helped me with my teammates. I was able to find a group and stick with them. So that helped me a lot.
I think one of the biggest changes coming in from senior year of high school to being a freshman in college was probably just the fact that your senior year, you're like top dog, you've been there. And for me, like I was a starter, I was like a captain and stuff, and I was getting a lot of playing time, whereas you come over to college and then there's a lot of girls that have been here longer and they're faster, stronger. And I think it just pushed me to be better. And so I was with a bunch of girls that were just really good. And so it helped me to practice with them. And I feel like I got a lot of improvements in that year.
So the competition has definitely gotten a lot more fierce, a lot more competitive than it was in high school. And the speed of the game is a lot faster than it was in high school. And there's a lot more guys that are just committed to the program. You don't have really any slackers. They get weeded out pretty quickly. In high school, there were some guys that were just along for the ride, but you don't really have that here.
So transitioning from my senior year of high school into my freshman year of college was a little difficult, especially athletic-wise, because I went from being a starter and a captain and in high school a leader to being on the bottom of the totem pole. And so it was difficult trying to get respect from those who had already made a firm ground amongst the rest of the team. And it was hard to show them that I was worthy of being on the team and worthy of earning their respect as much as them earning mine. And so that was a hard transition from high school to college.
Transformation from being a senior in high school to a freshman in college was crazy because my senior year of high school, I was the most respected player. I was a big-time player. I played all football game, and becoming a freshman, I have to make my way up again. Kind of like the transformation I had to make in high school, being a freshman to senior year. But hopefully, I will be at the same position I was my senior year.
rejection I had was freshman year, breaking my ankle mid-season. It was a big step back, but it was something that, kind of woke me up probably. Made me work harder, but, it was a big rejection, and it was something to overcome.
I never really experienced rejection until I came to KW, and I ended up not starting and stuff. It was a big transition, like I said previously, between my high school to college career, because I went from starting and playing and having 2 fine knees to end up having 2 ACL surgeries and having to accept the fact that you weren't the player that you were.
As an athlete, rejection started for me my senior year of high school. I had really bad grades, so I lost my football scholarship when I was a senior in high school, which was probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to deal with. But it definitely made me the person that I am, and I don't rejection isn't really a big thing to me anymore. If I get knocked down, I just get right back up, whether it's in sports or anything like that. But I mean, now there's not really too much rejection in sports. I don't really look at it that way. If something happens, it happens. I just gotta do what I can to get what I want with sports.
My freshman year was kind of difficult for me because I didn't play at all the first half of the season, so I felt rejected in the sense that I just had to sit on the bench and watch. Happened to me also a little bit sophomore year, but I overcame that and became a starter, and I had a really successful end of my college career.
Some of the rejections and failures I've probably dealt with throughout my sports career has been one time I was playing club, and I was new to the city and I was new to the club, and I felt like at first a bunch of the girls didn't respect the club I went to, therefore they kind of treated me different. And but through my hard work and perseverance, they eventually realized that I was just as good as them, and would respect me more and pass me the ball more and stuff. And then some failures were just coming out here. We had fitness tests and stuff, so all summer I worked hard on trying to be physically fit and everything. And then there's nothing more humbling to going out in the fitness test and barely making it, and then seeing other girls that are just killing it. And so it made me realize that my failures showed me that I can get better from them. So
in high school as a senior, your spot is kind of locked in really because you're an older guy. But coming in as a freshman, I did get some playing time, but I was kind of fighting for my job every week. So if I didn't perform, then I knew I was going to get benched. And that did happen for one game, and that was kind of hard pill to swallow for me, but it ultimately makes you better and it's good for the team.
So some of the rejections that I have incurred during my athletics career is trying really hard to become a starter, especially my freshman year of college, and not being good enough or being too young for the role. It's really hard to try to keep your head up, even though people tell you that you're not good enough yet. It's difficult to keep trying to play harder or do more for the cause, and being told that you're not ready, or being told that you're just not there yet. And so I think that's one of the biggest rejections that I've encountered throughout my athletics career.
The type of rejection I face, adversity as well, is injuries. My junior year, I broke my collarbone my first play, my first drive, and that is probably the biggest rejection I faced all my career.
I had to fully dedicate myself this past junior year and sophomore year, staying over the summer, making sure I put everything that's good in my body to get, the best results out of me, and make sure my ankle's all good. So, yeah.
I relied on my teammates, and I stayed positive through it all, and I basically leaned on my best friends to get me through the transitions and got me to my senior year.
To get myself where I am now has taken a lot of determination and hard work. Going from working every day to just dropping my whole life basically to go back to school was the roughest thing I've had to do. And not having my mom there was hard because I've always been with her my whole life. But I just stayed determined, and I never let myself get down. If I did, I just picked myself right back up, because that's just the kind of person that I am. And I just keep on moving. I do it for my mom, I do it for my little sister, and just try to make everybody home proud of me. and I just kind of want to prove myself wrong, because where I come from, people really don't make it out too often. So I feel like my motivating thing is my family and just me wanting to prove myself right and everybody else wrong, and I think that's what's gotten me here today.
Okay, to get myself prepared for season each year, I would train with a personal trainer over summer, and he would help me become the best that I could possibly be. I'd work on footwork and everything, so I think that really prepared me for the fitness test, and just mentally on the field made me a better player.
Some of the things that have brought me to where I am today is probably just my work ethic. I feel like I'm pretty hard on myself, so if I'm ever not where I want to be, I feel like it's easy for me to pick up my game and push harder and work harder. Also, my parents are a big part of where I am today. They were always encouraging and got me started in sports at a young age. So I'm really thankful that I had that opportunity to play different sports, and no matter if I wanted to play or not, they were always there for me. So I mean, it's just been great to have them all the way through. So
Pretty much just hard work. If you want to play any sport in college, you really have to work hard and dedicate yourself not only to the court of the field, but also the classroom, to make sure that you're covered on all aspects.
So as of right now, I am a starter on the KW women's soccer team. I started my freshman year, started my sophomore year, and right now I'm actually in a really good position. What I did to get here was that I constantly talked to Coach Blake about where I stood on the field, what I needed to work on, and then I'd ask Diego to put in extra work with me. I'd go out and do 30 minutes more. I'd stay 30 minutes longer with some of the coaches working on my passing, on my crosses, whatever I needed in order to be a starter on the playing field. I made sure to go in, watch extra film. I made sure to go over the plays on my own time, see what I could do differently, see what I did wrong, and see what I should have done. And now it's paid off, and I am a starter on our soccer team. So.
To get myself to where I am today, I worked my butt off anytime, anywhere, no matter the place or the time. I was never really given anything. I don't have God-given speed, strength, or anything. I just came out the womb a hard worker.
Rejection Proof has taught us how to face our fears head on and not give up until we conquer them. This book is very relatable to the life of an athlete because we all get pushed down and fight to get right back up on our feet. After interviewing the athletes in this video, I was able to conclude that most of them didn't really think that rejection was a huge deal. They've each faced some form of rejection during their career and all ended up being successful. Rejection is a fear that many people face. However, for athletes, it's just a part of their everyday life.